Alright, Malay is grouped under the Malay Polynesian languages that have quite a long history. Its main users located in Malaysia, Indonesia, Brunei, the, the Philippines, and Singapore total 0.2 billion. Others who make use of Malay words include the Maoris of New Zealand, the hill tribes of Taiwan at the South Pasca Island located 3,000 nautical miles to the west of Chile, South America at the west and up to Madagascar and East Africa. The numbers of users of Malay language is more than the number of people using Japanese, German, and Thai combined. Since the acceptance of a uniform spelling system for Malaysia and Indonesia, the use of Malay has spread rapidly. With the establishment of the International Malay Secretariat in August 1996 in Malaysia, Malay will move towards being a universal language and the status of the Malays will be raised. Malay language ranks 13 among languages most popular used around the world. Research on the language is carried out in Australia, New Zealand, Japan, South Korea, North Korea, South Africa, China, and other countries. Before the year 2000, at least 20 research centers on Malay will be established throughout the world. The Language and Literature Institute has signed 68 memoranda of understanding with local and international bodies to promote the use of Malay. Malaya achieved her independence on 31st August 1957. Then in 1963, Malaysia was formed. With the independence of the country, Malay was promoted as the national language. Campaigns like the National Language Week and National Language Month were launched. In 1967, Parliament passed a law making Malay the only official national language from primary to university level. Malay became a compulsory language for examination. Pupils and students have striven to master it. Malay language has been and is still used as one of the main means of unifying the different races in the nation. Every race and individual has endeavored to learn to use it as much as possible. This year is the 40th year we have gained our independence. The government has realized that although Malay is used widely in education and culture, it is not so in the private sector. In the latter, English is still used as a medium of instruction. Because of this, the Ministry of Education has established a committee to coordinate the use of the national language in the public, corporate, and private sector. The Language and Literature Institute has planned strategies to encourage the private sector to use Malay language as widely as possible in the 7 Malaysia Plan. On 19 August 1996, the National Language for the Private Sector campaign was launched officially. It hopes that within 2 years and 4 months, from September 1996 until December 1998, we would work together to raise the economic value of Malay. It is hoped that it would be used correctly and without hindrance in the fields of economics, finance, business, and industry. The authorities concerned would prefer the private sector to use Malay fully through 4 medias, documents and correspondence, advertisements, special terminology, and conversations. It is expected that the latest move of the government will be more successful than the Malaysian language campaign. Its slogan was "Love Our Language," launched from 1987 until 1995. This is because the latest campaign has more specific goals and more support at all levels. To make the national language movement more successful, the private sector should cooperate closely with the government in the process of mastering Malay and using it effectively. Suitable and comprehensive reference work and dictionaries are urgently needed. The compilers have collaborated with the publishers for 6 years in planning, arranging, adapting, correcting, and revising this dictionary. Finally, it was published and distributed at the end of 1997. This dictionary is a sincere effort of the private sector to show its love of our national language. Hopefully, this dictionary will benefit everyone. Kamus Perwira is a monumental reference work. We have included words and terms on multifarious topics that embrace language, literature, culture, customs, education, the arts, mathematics, science and technology, information, communication, medicine, computer, and other areas that are commonly used. The Malay words and terms are selected, given meanings, and include model sentences which are suitable and cater to the needs of students, research workers, and the public. There are almost 40,000 entries that comprise roots that are added with their derivatives, compound word, duplicated word, and others. Except for compound and duplicated word, all entries are given meaning or synonyms in Malay and English. The compilers are aware of the difference in these two languages. The meanings given are precise and comprehensive. The model sentences are, as far as possible, typical and useful. Thanks are due to Dewan Kamus, from where sentences have been selected, especially for words related to Islam. Two factors that are given attention are up to dateness and local colorness. The meaning given are printed differently, so they are differentiated from words being explained. Derivatives are arranged systematically according to parts of speech. This will help the users not only to check the meaning of a word, but also to recognize and understand deeply the parts of speech and the best use of the words. In spite of our editorial efforts to adopt change and revise several times, mistakes and weakness still cannot be avoided because the materials and informations included are too much and extensive. The publishers hope that language professionals or experts and the users would kindly give their comment sincerely and constructively so that this dictionary could be improved in the next edition. Alright, I have finished reading in English.